What it do, YouTube? It's your boy Eyes and Ears Tactical. As you saw from the thumbnail, uh, three simple upgrades that can make your Glock a little better. You know what I'm saying? This not really a break in the bank. YouTube, I just want to say that I'm in a safe, controlled environment. All the firearms you received in safety check, no ammo around, no loaded magazines. Uh, yeah, man. Before I get into this video, I got a little rant, man. Just letting y'all know. Senior year. I don't know if y'all got any kids. I don't know who I'm talking to. I think most of my audience is, what is it, like 20? I think the YouTube studio said it's 25 to 38 or something like that. So I don't know if y'all got any kids in this age group, but if you got a senior, it's been crazy, man. Senior night, all these softball games and stuff like that. But I was at the snack bar yesterday. Uh, by the way, my daughter and them lost yesterday 3-2 on a walk-off double. They were up 2-1 and lost, but it's all good. They qualified for the state playoffs. But man, I was my daughter had bought some of these red vines, and I ain't really ate these in a while. She had bought this big ass tub. I don't like the red vines. I like Twizzler better. Man, these stick to my teeth too much. So that's my rant on these, man. I thought I used to like the red vines back in the day, but evidently I gotten older and I don't like these no more, man. They stick to my teeth, but the Twizzlers work fine because I did a accidental beta test last night. I bought some Twizzlers and they didn't stick to my teeth, but these red vines are super soft and they stick to my teeth. Let me know what y'all think about that. Red vines or Twizzlers. And yeah, man, that's my little snack rant, my little snack rant right there. Now I did discover these since I'm already on the snacks, but I did discover these. These is good, man. I like these. I've been eating the 50% less fat. I've been eating those what do you call those, baked chips? Them motherfuckers are dry as hell, but these is good, man. So get your snacks on, man. But anyway, let's get into the video. So three basic upgrades you can do for your Glock pistols. You know, like I said, people know Glock don't give you a lot out of the box. You don't get the night sights. You don't get this, that, and other, blah, blah, blah. But and like again, YouTube, I ain't sponsored by Glock. They don't pay me. I'm not no affiliate. I just bought all this stuff bought by myself, and I just like the platform. But yeah, man. So three simple upgrades that I think that will improve your Glock pistol, or just something that you can do to make your Glock run a little better, or get better performance out of it that don't break the bank. The first thing is you can get you a pair of night sights, because the Glock sights, they come with the standard. These are True Glow night sights. These are ones I got for my Glock, and the normal Glock sights. In case someone's new to this video, I'm trying to appeal to the audience of people who don't know stuff. If you know everything, then you just watch the video, enjoy yourself. But if you don't know something, this is helpful for you. But these are the standard factory Glock sight, with that little U notch in the rear and the one dot in the front. And so those are their standard Glock sights, right? And they work fine. Like, you don't have to do this. I mean, I know people run their Glocks with the Glock sights on and they have no problem with it, so don't get caught up in all that. You have to have it. And those sights are trash. You can't shoot. Again, there's people that can outshoot you with standard Glock sights with you with a red dot. So, it's always going to be the person behind the firearm that's qualified and skilled. So yeah, get you a pair. Like I said, you don't have to get Trichicon and Ameriglow. These True Glows work just as well. That's how it looks when it's in the daylight, and that's how it looks at night. So there's your night, and then there's your day. So 3-dot sight system, not expensive at all. This is actually from the 21, but they're all the same, just different models. So that's one upgrade that you can do. You can put those on there, and that'll give you a nice sight picture. And then you have night sights too. And then remember, the night sights is for you to find a point of reference off your pistol. It's not for you to illuminate the area. That's where a weapons light comes in handy. This is just to let you know where the front of your pistol is, the front sight and the rear sight. You can see your pistol literally at night. and that's give you a point of reference. That's what that's for. It's not to actually illuminate the target. So people get kind of misconstrued on that theory. Um, and moving right along, another simple upgrade that you can do is you could just clear this real quick. You could you can update. I mean, update. You could upgrade your. This is a tungsten guide rod. This is a factory one right here, and this one's made out of like plastic, really. Now you will hear some stories on these guide rods. These guide rods have been known to go up to 20, 30,000 rounds without any failures. When Glock did their little torture test, they used all their factory parts, and this is just a little plastic guide rod. It's captured at the end right there. Um, and these work fine. They don't. I mean, there's probably some testimony where some are cracked or broke, but for the most part, they're known to be super reliable. But if you want to add a little extra weight, a little more durable, you can get a steel tungsten guide rod. And so, according to some people, it adds a little more weight to the barrel. It is heavier. When we talk about heavier, you got to be careful when you buy these products when they say, "Oh, this is lighter, this is heavier." Yeah, this is heavier than this, but how much does this weigh? Like, I don't have a scale, but this probably weighs less than a half of an ounce. I would imagine less than half of an ounce, if not less. And this probably weighs about 4 ounces. So you're talking about 5 times heavier. Yeah, but you still ain't adding that much weight. Can it make a difference? Possibly, but when you're shooting the pistol as a brand new shooter, I don't think you're gonna notice that you have a tungsten guide rod in versus a factory rod. You won't notice the difference. Experienced shooters and stuff like that, maybe they can pick up on a little difference, a little bit of the muzzle rise staying down because this is a little heavier. But for the most part, as a new shooter, you won't notice the difference between the factory guide rod and the tungsten guide rod. But it's a good upgrade. I stand behind that upgrade. So that's another upgrade that you can do. uh, this one I bought back in, I don't know, a long time ago. I don't even know what the date is when I bought this, but it was probably in 2019 or something like that. And you can see it was $59.99, 95. But I got it. I bought these, I think, during Thanksgiving. I try to buy a lot of upgrades and stuff during the holidays. And this is when Glock store was in San Diego, as you can see. Um, I think they knocked $20 off during the Thanksgiving thing when they did it, because they were going out of business because they had already had their Nashville store opened up, and so he was basically, man, Glock was giving out great deals when they were clearing all their product out. They didn't have to clear it out because they sent most of it to Nashville, but a lot of the California compliance stuff, they let it go for cheap, like their mags. That's how I got a lot of my Glock 19 mags. If somebody saw I had a bunch of them, because they normally like $33 each, $35 each. And when Glock was going out of business in San Diego, they let a lot of their California compliant mags go for like $15 because they didn't need them because they were going to Nashville. And Tennessee's a free state, so they can have max capacity magazines. So Lenny was pretty cool, man. He was like letting them go for, like, I think they were going for half price. So I went there and bought a shit ton of them when they were there, and they ran out quick. Trust me, they ran out quick. So that's how I got all those mags. Now, the third upgrade, God, I guess I should have kept this broke down, but the third upgrade, it's a little simple. I don't have me. This is a simple one. Little plug right there. That helps for reloads when mags slide up in there. Those are snap caps. YouTube. These are dummy rounds. There's nothing. There's no primer. There's no charge. No powder. So when you go in to feed your mag, if that wasn't there, that little space, you can get caught up on that. And this just allows it to slide right in. As you see, it just did it. I didn't try to push it all the way in, but that's how good it works. It just goes right in. You can just, and that's what little that little plug does that for you. So you can imagine with force how you can just, you see that just go right up in there. So that's another good little upgrade, and that's pretty cheap. You can get knockoff ones like, $4 or $5. Buy like a 5-pack or something, whatever. Put them in all your Glocks. I have them in all my Glocks. That little plug filled in. You see that plug's filled in right there too. But this one doesn't because it has a mag well. This is a polymer Strike Industry mag well for Glock 19. So it already has that ramp already covered up in there. So that's another really, I think, really nice budget upgrade. I wouldn't say budget, but just a quality upgrade that can help the performance of your pistol. Stop. My dog's over biting my camera. Stop, Zoe. Yeah, so that's a really good little, decent little mod that you can do, upgrade, help your Glock performance. Now, the other one that I thought was a pretty decent upgrade, that because these are the areas that people when they buy Glocks and they compare them to other pistols. Oh, Glock gives you shitty sights. Oh, you get a plastic guide rod, and these are the things that you would hear if you are new. If you're going to buy a Glock pistol and you're new to guns, you're going to hear all these things are going to be complaints, or they're going to spin that narrative. The sights suck, this that suck, plastic guide rod. So that's why I was pointing those upgrades for you. Now the other one is going to be the trigger. You will hear, oh, the Glock triggers are terrible. Oh, they're sloppy, whatever. No, they're not. They're pretty good triggers. You just gotta. The more you use them, the more they break in. They start off at like 5.5 pounds, and then after tons of rounds, they'll get all the way down to 4.5, 3.5. Depends how much you shoot. Uh, but if you want to speed the process up and get a lighter trigger, I don't know if I taking my whole trigger out, but just verify some parts. This is your ejector, okay? That's your connector bar. That's not your connector. That's your connector bar. And the connector is inside of here. I don't feel like taking the whole trigger out, but anyway, could be a simple upgrade. You can buy a whole Apex drop-in trigger, all that stuff, but I don't know if unless you're a great competition shooter or something like that. I don't think you really need it. This is a Glock 23 40 cal lower. That's why you see the ejector straight. If it was a 9mm, it'd be bent in a little bit. But so the upgrade you want to do, if you go on Ghost.com, you can go to Ghost, get you a Ghost connector trigger, and you basically it's that bar right there. So that's the trigger bar that you want to upgrade to, and that'll break your trigger down to a 3.5. Uh, I had took one out, another one because it came with one, but anyway, yeah. So you can get this Ghost connector trigger, and it'll get it down to 3.5 pounds immediately, and that's a quick little simple upgrade. And I believe this is about $20, I believe, for these. Now, if you're new to Glock, if you did that, just do this. I wouldn't suggest. When I bought a kit, I bought the whole kit. This is the complete spring kit, but I wouldn't suggest doing all your springs because you might mess your Glock up and stuff like that. The safety plunger spring, you might start getting like light primer strikes and stuff like that. So I don't know. Maybe you can do what you want. Go talk to your gunsmith or someone with a little bit more experience. But I stayed away from those springs. I just kept them as backups. But yeah, I didn't do the whole springs. So just keep that in mind. Just do the connector, and you'll be fine. It'll give you a nice, sweet trigger. So um, that's what I got as far as like simple upgrades for to help your Glock, perform a little better. There's a couple other things you can do, but for the most part, if you just upgrade, the guide rod, get you some good sights, and fill that plug in right there. Get you a Ghost connector trigger, and you're good, man. This is a more modified out version of a Glock 19. There's a lot of things on here. If you're a new to gun owner, you don't really need all this stuff, and I'll do another video on that later. But in a standard Glock form uh, platform, and you just want to do some simple upgrades, I suggest just start with those three. Get you some sights, get you a little tungsten guy rod, get you a butt plug, whatever that plug for that hole right there. And if you want to lighten that trigger up, get you a Ghost connector trigger, and you'll see a great difference in the performance of your gun without breaking the bank. Um, so that's what I got. These are the three upgrades that I would suggest. These three right here. That just get you started to make it modify your Glock a little bit without really changing it. These three things won't hurt it. It'll still be in a Glock format. So I hope this was helpful for someone. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what upgrades you guys do to your Glocks. Are these some of the upgrades you do, and do you find them worthy? Appreciate everybody tuning in. Appreciate everybody supporting the channel. Everybody stay blessed. Peace.